All right, The Shy, Season 3, Episode 2. Let's get into it, but before we do that, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video. Definitely trying to grow the channel. Now, this is probably my least favorite episode of the entire series. It was still watchable. It still has some entertaining moments, but there were several things in this episode that I personally wasn't feeling. I feel like there's some inconsistencies in writing, and I'll get into that. The episode, and by the way, before I start, just want to let everybody know this is a spoiler discussion. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, you know, click off right now, watch it, and then come back and to this video. But it starts off playing Solange Creating in the Sky. I like that song, by the way, so I was feeling that. And you see Kevin searching in his sister's room, searching her purse, looking through her laptop, messaging her friends. So just trying to see where Keisha is at. Because you remember from last episode, Keisha was kidnapped. Her phone was dropped. She ain't come back home. She been gone for 2 days. So looking like a real bad situation right now. So that's how they start off the show. And I think they're trying to show why Kevin is not talking to his mother about it, and why he's not going to somebody to discuss what's going on with Keisha. It starts off with Kevin being in the car, and basically he tries some of her birth control, thinking it's candy. And I'm like, bruh, did you just swallow it? But whatever. But basically, Keisha was saying how he always getting her in trouble. So I think he was trying to, stay true to Keisha and not get her in trouble. So he's trying to find out what's going on his own. Although this is definitely not the time for that. But that was their way of explaining why he's not being more forthcoming with some of the information he may have. So, okay, that's cool. Um, Keisha, we know she was dealing with some dude in the gang named Nook. Well, we didn't know last week he was in the gang, but we found out this episode he gang affiliated. So I don't know if she was kidnapped by him. I don't know if she was kidnapped by a rival gang. We don't know what's going on with that situation. So I wonder how that's going to play out later on in the season. Hopefully they don't drag this on too long. I'm not sure if this is going to be a season-long storyline or if they're going to wrap this up in another episode. Hopefully this is not a season-long storyline. Um, Back to Emmitt. I like where Emmitt character is going for the most part. You see him with his sons and really taking care of his responsibilities now, which is good to see because in the previous 2 seasons, like, dude just wasn't taking care of what he needed to take care of. Like, he's starting to man up. You see Lala came in later in the episode. And like I said, if you watch my episode 1 recap from last week, I said I knew he was going to hire a chef. I knew it because I was just like, I don't think he's going to learn how to cook. I knew he was going to hire a chef because right now, you see, he getting gigs and he ordering takeout and stuff. That can't last. So he still got Sonny's. So he talking about making it a after-hour spot, which is good thinking because after people go out, there's not a lot of options. People go to McDonald's, but people love those late night food spots. So he could definitely clean up with that. So that's a good idea. My man is enterprising, being creative. So I like where that aspect of his character is going. I don't know if they're trying to set up something with him and Lala, which would be kind of weird because, you know, Lala is about twice his age. And I don't know what's going on with Tiff, right? His baby mother that he's living with right now. Didn't and this is some of the inconsistencies in the writing. I feel like they almost restarted the entire series. Didn't Tiff have a job? Wasn't she working? Like this season, they showing her do nothing basically. The only thing they show her doing is being a Buddha head. You know, every time they show her, she lighting up, she's smoking. That's like the only thing she been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I'm wrong because I didn't rewatch the previous two series. I felt like she had something going on. You know, at least had a regular job. But now it's like she got no ambition. Like what is she do? What is she doing? Doesn't really seem like she's doing too much. And I feel like that's a little bit of a change from the previous two seasons. But you know that could just be me. Um, so Duda, Curtis Cook character, and I was missing his name last week. Duda or Otis Perry, right? You see how he taking care of Jake now, Reggie's little brother, and I don't know if they was trying to show Duda being mean or whatever, but when he was yelling at Jake to take your shoes off, I was like, yo, that's normal stuff. You know, growing up, um, somebody had like a nice carpet or a nice floor, yeah, you gotta take your shoes off. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't put hands on him or nothing like that. You know, if he told you about 3 times, I'm like, yo, bro, why you not taking off your shoes? You gotta respect the household. You know, so I don't know what's up with Jake when it comes to that, but you know, Duda as a character, you know, he's a bad dude, but I felt him on that one, man. Like, yo, take off your shoes, bro. You know, that's the rules of the house. It's not that hard to follow, especially if I told you about 3 times. You know, put him on punishment. It's like, yeah, I feel that, but it seems like Duda is really actually trying to raise him. I don't know if he got him involved in any of his illegal activities or not. But I thought it was dope that he gave Jake, Papa, and Kevin jobs at his pizza shop. I just hope, I just hope he doesn't get them involved in any of his illegal activities. So hopefully, you know, they just keep it there in the pizza shop and working. But you know, if he wasn't like a criminal mastermind, I'll actually feel his character a little bit. But the fact that, you know, he be having people murked, I guess is a little bit problematic. But I kind of like Duda a little bit, you know? Um, and, you know, Jake actually met his brother this episode, which was interesting, you know, and it seemed like they slowly build in that relationship. And that was a positive moment. Speaking of his brother, his girlfriend, we found out his girlfriend is a trans woman, right? It wasn't a surprise to me because even last week, I didn't focus on her too much just because she wasn't a main part of the show, you know? Um, she was basically an afterthought in that particular show, so there was no need to really hone in and focus on her. But what I did notice, even last week, was the height. I was like, all right, like she's kind of tall. But I'm like, you know, there's tall women, and maybe it's the hills, but whatever. I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. It was whatever, right? But this week, when I actually heard her fully talk, even before the bar scene, right? I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely a trance. I could tell just from the voice, and then I started looking at the facial features. I was like, oh yeah, that's a trance, you know. So it didn't come as a shock to me when we get into the bar scene. Now, speaking of the bar scene, this was highly problematic and poor writing. And I don't know if you can make up a scene with worse writing than this, right? So, Jake brother goes to a gay bar, right, with his girlfriend or with his trans girlfriend or whatever, right? So he's chilling by himself, which is weird to me anyway. I'm like, if you went with her, why you just by yourself the whole time? Is she working there? I don't know. Why you like it was weird, right? So anyway, this gay dude tried to holler at him. Basically, it's like, yo, you in a gay bar or whatever. Why, you know, why you ain't talking or whatever. That's basically the gist of it. So the gay dude was like really pressing him, and Jake brother was like, I'm not like that or whatever, right? And the gay dude kind of snapped and was just like, yo, I'm sick of you gay or you straight wannabe dudes or whatever coming in here, blah, blah, blah. And, Jake brother kind of yoked him up. And they made him to be the bad guy. Even his trans girlfriend made him out to be the bad guy. I get what they was going at. They was trying to say, all right, dude might be confused about his sexuality and don't want to be seen as gay, whatever. But yo, it was poorly written. I'm like, first of all, the gay dude was the one harassing Jake's brother. It's problematic because, how many times dude going to tell you that he wasn't interested? So even if dude is confused about his sexuality, which he definitely is, you know what I'm saying? Like, my dude, I'm sorry, I know people feel differently about this, but if you in a relationship with a trans woman, I wouldn't consider you heterosexual. But hey, I'm not here to argue that, whatever. But so even if dude is confused about his sexuality, if he's gay, if he's not, if somebody tell you that he not interested, you gotta leave it alone. Like dude told homie about 5 times, like, yo, bruh, I'm chilling, leave me alone. So whether he confused about his sexuality or not, he have the right to turn somebody down. You know what I mean? It's like if I go to a club, right? That's like saying heterosexual female have to talk to me because I'm a heterosexual male. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I'm talking to a girl and pressing her and she continuously telling me like, yo, leave me alone, and I keep pushing the issue, that's harassment. Same thing in this case. How the dude that was getting harassed ended up looking like the bad guy in the situation. To me, that is poor dynamics. It's bad writing, and for anybody to think that Jake's brother, I don't know if they said his name in the show yet, but for anybody to think that he was in the wrong in this situation, I think you have to re-examine how you look at issues completely, because I don't see how anybody could say that he was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Especially since the dude wouldn't leave him alone and snapped at him first. How is he the bad guy in this situation? And another thing is, like I said, where was his trans girlfriend during all this? She came right at the end. Did the gay dude not see him with her? You know what I'm saying? And I keep calling him the gay dude because, again, I don't know. They never said the name, so that's just what I'm saying. But like, did he not see him with her? You know, where was she the entire time? Was she in the restroom? Did he just get into the vicinity? Because it seemed like they was there for a while. Like, you would have thought he would have seen her with her. You know what I'm saying? So the whole scene kind of didn't make sense to me. Um, to me, it was poor writing. To me, it's like it is really trying to push something that's not good. You know what I'm saying? Not the fact that dude was with a trans woman, could be whoever you want to be with, but I don't like the message that just because somebody gay, that give them a right to harass somebody. Nah, that's bad. People got the right to choose whoever they want to be with. And like just because y'all attracted to the same sex or opposite sex, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they can reject whoever they want to reject. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should be getting harassed. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I stand on that. So hopefully that all made sense to y'all. But I wasn't feeling that part in the least. You know. All right, so they finally went to the cops about Keisha. They went to the school. They went to the cops about Keisha, and school didn't care. The cop didn't care. I guess they were trying to show that um, when black women are missing, it's not taken that serious. When a white girl is missing, it's basically national news, or especially if it's a white woman of wealth. So I think they was trying to show that how nobody really cared. Um, the thing I didn't get to, like, I guess Dre, the Kevin mom's wife, when she goes and look for Keisha by herself, like I thought she had the thing, right? I thought she had like a little weapon, but she just had mace. I'm like, mace can do some damage, but like if you go into a dangerous area around that many people, you just have mace. That's probably not the smartest move. You probably should have brought, at least a few people with you. But they got her phone, and we'll see what happens next episode. Um, Only other thing I guess of significance that happened during this episode is Emmitt mother speed dating. That was a funny scene. That was probably the funniest scene of the episode with her speed dating, and then you see her getting a massage. She kind of got it in. Jada Washington got it in this episode with a dude that used to go to school with Emmitt. And then when Emmitt confronts him, that was a funny scene too. So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, like I said, the episode was watchable, but it wasn't that good, and I'm starting to have concerns about this season. Like I said, I love the first two seasons, but the first episode was a slow burn and it got good towards the middle and the end. And this episode, like I said, it was watchable, had some entertaining moments, but I just don't like it. I mean, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I could have swore Tiff was pregnant last season too, at the end of the season. Emmitt girlfriend, I thought she was pregnant again. Maybe I'm imagining that. Did she get an abortion? I don't know. They never wrapped that up. Also, I'm getting frustrated with them not explaining what happened to Brandon. And I know I'm getting all over the place, but one more thing about Emmitt too. When he was talking to Lala said something like, "Oh, he brought up Brandon," and he was like, "Oh, rest in power." Then she was like, "Oh, that nigga wasn't shit anyway." I'm like, "Yo, if my man's died, you're not gonna be talking about my man's like that." You know what I'm saying? I would have had to push back hard on that. I'm like, "Yo, you better watch. You could have your opinions on him, but like not while I'm around. You're not gonna talk about him like that when I'm around, especially if I don't know you." So that was one thing I found a little bit odd. But yeah, are they ever going to explain what happened to Brandon? Did Okay? How did he get killed? Well, like how did that go down? Why did it go down? I mean, I guess we can speculate why from last season, but it's not clear. They got to make that. They got to wrap that up somehow, and it looks like they're not going to do that. So I'm kind of frustrated on that. I would like them to explain why Tiffany Boone character, I think it's Jerica, wasn't at the funeral. I mean, I understand they had to write their characters off, but they could have did it in such a better way. Just saying that okay, Brandon is dead, and basically just moving on, not explaining what happened. I don't like that. Why would they write it like that? To me, that doesn't make sense at all. There's so many other ways. You could have had him skip town, just never heard from again. If you're going to kill him, you could have explained why. Wrap that up early in the first season, especially the first episode. I just don't understand what they're thinking of not explaining what happened. And even if they explain it later in the season, to me, they dragging that out. So I'm not really feeling that either. Um, and one more thing before I get out of here. I think this season is suffering from not having a clear main character. Because who's the main character right now? I don't know. Like before, I always thought of Brandon as the main character. And it was somebody that you root for. Like he didn't have everything together, but you like, all right, he's trying to get it together. He's working hard. He's good at his craft. He just keep getting bad breaks. And you was rooting for him. Like, yeah, I want brother to get it together. I want him to make it. You know, um, I like all the other characters, but to me, they seem like more supporting characters. The previous two seasons, and right now, the first two episodes, I can't tell who they trying to make the main character. Is it Emmitt? Is it the children? Like, who is the main character? It doesn't seem like they have one. And I'm thinking the first two episodes have suffered because of that. Maybe as the season go on, maybe a clear main character is identified, but I don't know. I don't know. But so far, this season is kind of disappointing to me. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep watching just because the first two seasons were so good, but um, I'm not feeling this season as much so far. It's only two episodes in. Only two episodes in. But we'll see where it goes from here. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video, like. Peace.